Good afternoon. This is a special edition of Political Paula because I ran out of days and I am almost getting ready. This is the next to last show. Tomorrow will be the season finale, and it will be goodbye for a few months while I go on hiatus and get ready to start season 3 in the fall. But I couldn't leave this season without answering some of the great comments I got from last week's show, which I did on racism. And a lot of the comments, in fact, several people messaged me and commented openly about something called reverse racism. And because it kind of was a light bulb went off in my head, because I also have experienced reverse racism, or at least I know people who have. I remember back in the day, a very dear friend of mine who I worked with was a lovely black man, very well educated, had a great job. He was just the perfect guy, and he fell in love with a white woman. And I mean, really fell in love with her, wanted to marry her. And we used to tease him all the time. You know, all his friends would be like, when are you going to put a ring on it? When are you going to marry her? And he looked us right in the face without even pausing and said, I can't marry her until my mother dies. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, she's white. And we're like, so? Again, naive. We are so naive when we don't live with these kinds of attitudes on a regular basis, when we're not raised like this, when seeing a white woman and a black man together or vice versa is no big deal, we really don't get it. I didn't get it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why can't you marry her? You want your mother to die? Oh my God. He said, no, no, no. He said, my mother will never accept her only son being married to a white woman. She won't accept biracial grandchildren. So here we go. So many times when we hear the word racist, we assume it is a white person who has something against black people. Mostly it's black people, but sometimes it's Hispanic people, and they're considered racists. But other people can be racist too, for the very same reason, because a white person can't change the color of their skin, but they may fall in love with a black person. And then you have these families going, oh, hell no, we don't want no white people marrying our kids, marrying into our family. No, we don't have white people in our family. They're not allowed. There are other types of racism, religious, what I guess it's called, it might be called insulation, where Catholics only want their children to marry other Catholics. Or if they do get married to a non-Catholic, force the Catholic to convert. They don't want anyone who doesn't believe in their religion marrying into their family. They want everybody to go to the same church, practice the same religion. Goes for Muslims, goes for Jews. There are churches that will not marry a Christian person to a Jewish person. They won't sanction the marriage. And there are families who feel the same way on both sides. Jewish families don't want their children marrying Christian people. And Christian people would prefer their children not marry Jewish people. To me, that is all a form of racism, or should I say, perceived superiority. Let's call it perceived superiority. And let me explain this to you, because a lot of people have it, and they really haven't earned it, and they don't deserve it. There are people in this world that think that because of what they look like, which of course they were born looking, like I was born white. So the fact that I'm white doesn't make me superior to anybody else, because I didn't turn white. I didn't work to be white. I was born to two white people. I happen to be white. I didn't work for it. I didn't earn it. So how can being white make me superior to anyone else? Just like people who think being raised in the Greek Orthodox Church makes them superior to someone like my husband who was raised in the Methodist Church. Remember the show I did where Greek Orthodox communion isn't good enough for my Methodist husband? A Christian baptized in the church, in the Methodist Church, but Greek Orthodox communion, that's special. My husband can't help it. He wasn't born Greek or in the Greek Orthodox Church. He was born into a Christian family. He was raised as a Christian, but see, the Greek Orthodox, they're superior. They're better. But they didn't earn that. They just happened to be born to parents who attend this church and raise their children in the church. Nobody worked for it. We just happened. I didn't strive and work all my life and toil and trouble to become Greek Orthodox. My mother was Greek Orthodox, so I was raised in the church. So I get the communion. That doesn't give me the right to say to my husband, I'm better than you. I'm Greek Orthodox. I get the communion. You don't. No communion for you, you Methodist. People feel superior for things that they've never controlled. I love this attitude with rich people, okay? I love the nouveau riche. Do you ever hear the saying nouveau riche? It's interesting because you have the old money. That means it's family money. That means there's trust funds for the children. And so these kids walk around like they own the world. They're superior to you. They've never worked a day in their life like their great-grandfathers did and built the business that made them have trust funds. The nouveau riche are different. The nouveau riche actually say, you know what? Yeah, you were born to us and we have money, but you kids, you don't have no money. See, it's our money. We're the ones who clipped the coupons and starved and worked our asses off to make this new money. And now we're wealthy and you live in a nice house and we drive nice cars and we go on nice vacations, but it's not your money. You're not superior to anybody you go to school with, to anybody you walk down the street with until you earn your own money. The nouveau riche don't give their children anything. They make them work for it. Yeah, you can come into the business, but you're going to start at the ground floor like I did. You're going to work your way up. You don't just get the top office because you're my kid. You're going to work for it. You're going to earn what you get. Then you can say that you are better than somebody who works at McDonald's. Until then, you are equal with that McDonald's person because you don't got no money. It's our money. Your parents' money. We'll give you some. We'll share. But you ain't getting it all. And you're no better than anybody else until you do something that makes you better, makes you superior. Being born a certain color, being raised in a certain religion, that doesn't make you any better than anybody else in this entire world. What's in your heart, what's in your brain, when you use your brain and you learn and you become successful, that makes you better than some people. But it also doesn't give you the right to lord that over people. What it means is that you now have a responsibility to share your experiences and help them also achieve their goals and become better. There are children in our schools. A few years ago, a neighbor came to me and said she had to take her grandchild her daughter out of the public school system, the junior high in our neighborhood, because her daughter was half black and half Hispanic. You want to talk about racism? Try that combo. Try sending a child with that combination to a school, any public school in America, especially a city school. The blacks wanted nothing to do with her because she had Hispanic blood in her. And the Hispanics didn't want anything to do with her because she was black. She had dark skin. She couldn't help that. She could have enjoyed both cultures, but neither culture would accept her. There are people out there who will not accept a dark-skinned child if they notice that one of the parents of that child is white. That child is pure black. We don't want anything to do with that child. It's a shame. This is racism as well. It is definitely racism. What does it matter, the color of someone's skin? You know, I'm getting ready to go back to the beach for several months. And you know what I'm going to spend a lot of my time doing? And it actually is a lot of wasted time, because when I'm doing it, I'm not getting anything productive done. I'm going to be rubbing oil all over my body and laying on a beach chair in the hot, uncomfortable sun for an hour at a time. I'm not going to be getting any cleaning done. I'm not going to be doing this show. I'm not going to be doing anything important, because I want my skin to be dark. I think I look good with dark skin. I think dark skin is beautiful. White skin is beautiful too, but I work hard to look like some of these kids that I hear cursing their beautiful black skin, or their beautiful chocolate sun-kissed Hispanic skin. I see Chinese children being upset because their eyes are slanted. I think their beautiful almond eyes are amazing. And yet some people look at that and say, you can't adopt a Chinese baby. It won't look like our family. This is what people say. They say, don't adopt a black child if you're white, because that child will never look like you. They're not part of our family. They don't look like us. Isn't that what adoption's all about? Isn't adoption bringing a child who needs a home no matter what into your loving home? But there are some people, I've heard it from people I know say, oh, thank God she looks like you, when they meet an adopted child for the first time. Thank God. Thank God she's white, or he's white. I think that's appalling. I have also heard comments when someone marries someone of a different ethnic group. I've heard this happen. I've heard it in my own family. And they have a child. And when the child is born, right away everybody's saying, who does the child look like? Oh, thank God. The child looks white, looks American. The child doesn't look like the ethnic background of the other parent. Thank God. What is so terrifying about diversity in our country? That now we have people having to pull out their cell phones in public places because they're going to get picked on because they say it's the color of their skin. When children are bullied in school because of something about themselves that they cannot change, and they shouldn't want to. I love, and I tell the young people I know who are black or Hispanic, your skin is so beautiful, your hair is so beautiful. I used to tell my beautiful cousin, she knows who she is, and I don't think she's going to mind me saying this. I used to say to her, I pay money to get my hair to look like yours. And I've been to tanning salons, and I lay out in the sun for hours to get my skin to look as beautiful as your skin looks. She's beautiful, just the way she is. Everybody is beautiful. And when we start as a society judging people for things about them that they can't change even if they wanted to, and they don't want to, and they shouldn't want to, but even if they wanted to, they can't fix it. They can't fix it because there's nothing wrong to fix. The only thing that's wrong is some closed-minded, nasty-ass, superiority complex people who want to lord something about themselves over somebody else. Maybe they have small balls. I don't know. Maybe they were picked on as kids, but they have to feel that they're better than everybody else. And by acting the way that some of these people do, they're only proving how stupid they are, how ignorant. And they're also doing something else, and they're harming themselves because they are denying themselves the possibility of a beautiful friendship. I love the fact that I have friends from all nationalities, all religions. I have atheist friends. I have witches as friends. I have black people as friends. I have gay people as friends. I have half black, half white people as friends. I have half Hispanic, half Oriental people as friends. I mean, I love my diverse group, my Facebook family. Muslims, Jews, Christians, Wiccans, Buddhists, atheists. Everybody's welcome because everybody has something important to share. And I'm not the kind of person that is going to risk losing a valuable friendship because of some weird ideology that anyone who looks different than me or goes to a different church or practices a different religion is less than me. Nobody's less than me until they do something to me that hurts me or offends me or really, really proves that they are less than me. But I promise you this. If I am no longer someone's friend, it won't be because of the color of their skin or where they go to church or if they go to church or what books they read or who they voted for the president. When I stop being friends with someone, it's because they have done something to me that is so terrible that I can't let it go. I can't forget about it. And that I can no longer trust them. And that's the only reason. So please, while I'm on hiatus, share this show. Share it with everybody. And understand that people have been murdered. Young people murdered. Young, beautiful gay people murdered. People have been bullied to the point where they commit suicide because of something about them that they can't change. It's just who they are, and they don't understand why nobody accepts them, why people hate on them. And I don't understand it either. And I really hope we figure it out before we lose more bright, beautiful, young people to these people who think they're better than everybody else simply because of something that they were born into. Political Paula is out. This is the last show that is actually a Political Paula show. Tomorrow's show is going to be our season finale where I am going to go over the past season and say my goodbyes to all of you until the fall. But you know what? At the end of the day, I really hope you listen to my main theme on my shows. And that is be kind to one another. Don't let one more person die because someone didn't like the way they looked or they didn't like their lifestyle. Don't let another person lose their beautiful life just because one of you out there who happens to have been raised this way feels that their life for some reason is less than yours. I'll tell you what, these people are worth 500 of any of you who will judge them by the color of their skin, the God they pray to, or the person they choose to love. Political Paula is out.